Hello and good morning and welcome to Inspiration Morning Live. I am Christina Crowley and how are you doing today? I'm glad to be here today. I help people who are going after their passion and in going after your passion, it can bring up a lot of fear, and sometimes that fear stops us from doing things. And what I want to talk about today is 3 tips to overcome your fear of almost anything. And I say almost anything because for me, I won't get over my fear of spiders, snakes, or mice. Just telling you. But I could. But I don't want to. There are some fears that, are okay. But the fears that hold you back, you may want to get through something, and this may help. And I have 3 tips for that today. And, the first one I want to talk about is visualize things. Visualize it going well. Visualize yourself going through it. Hello, Millie. Miss Millie is here this morning. Hello, good morning. I want to thank you for being here. And I want to thank those of you who watch me live. I really appreciate it. And those of you who watch us in the replay, I appreciate you too. I know that, we don't all have the same schedules. Our schedules don't always mesh. And, and for some of the Facebook Lives that I watch, I'm not able to be there live for them too. So I appreciate you being here for me. And I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate the hearts. I appreciate the shares. That, it makes me feel good. I really enjoy those already. So of my 3 tips to overcome your fear of almost anything, my first one was visualizing it going well. You can build up to it. You can start with a long type of a meditation of visualizing yourself go through every step and it going well. And, or you can, right before you go into or encounter what you have the fear of, you can visualize it going well. Use your imagination to help you. Studies show that when we do visualize our, what we're afraid of going well, or situations that we're unsure of, that we have a little anxiety about going well, that visualization really helps us. And in my own personal life, I have found that too. And it also lets us know why, actors rehearse. They rehearse scenes so that those scenes go, granted, they're totally different and it's not reality, but rehearsing puts you through the moment and you know what to do in that moment. And so even if, sometimes when I would be on the way to job interviews, I would talk on the way. I would answer questions along the way. And it really helped because, sometimes that question would come up and I would know what to say. And then they would come up with other questions and I would feel more comfortable speaking. It just helps using your mind to help you visualize. And my next tip for overcoming your fear of almost anything is using some deep breathing. When we become afraid, when we become anxious, when we become, fearful, our breathing goes shallow. And that is kind of the way we are in fight or flight response with our breathing goes shallow. When you breathe deeply, it does help to calm you, and it does help to bring you back to reality that what you're going into, you can do. You can, and I use it when I'm visualizing things. I use the deep breathing techniques to push me beyond whatever it is I'm afraid of. And it does help. Like I looked into these things and studies show that on all of them that, when you want to overcome your fear, breathing deep and visualization does help. And it's just one of a myriad of things that truly help. Hi, good morning. I see we have some more people. Facebook shows me when I have a few more people show up, and I want to say thank you. And if you have any comments that you want to add, please feel free to put them in the comments of Facebook. I should be able to see them. Sometimes I don't, but if I don't, I will comment on them after, today, after the show. And my third one is accepting that you are perfect just the way you are. Accepting that you are perfect to go into a situation and you can handle it. Self-acceptance, I think, is in an indirect way an amazing thing of overcoming almost any fear. I had the fear of coming on camera. And I'm getting a little nervous now. You can hear it in my voice. I had the fear of being on camera doing Facebook Lives. And it was because there wasn't a lot of self-acceptance there. Once I decided that I was going to accept who I am, and it was because of, I am not the classic beauty. I am not Cindy Crawford. I am not some beautiful model, but I am who I am. And I do have value to give, and I do have a gift to be able to express it. And so self-acceptance can help you come over fear. Self-acceptance has helped me come over a number of fears. I am perfect how I am. I am. And also self-acceptance and realizing that many other people have the same kind of fear. They have the fear of speaking in public. They have the fear of getting on stage. I kind of have had the fear of getting on camera. Hello, good morning. I see that we have a few more people that have joined us. I want to say thank you for joining me live this morning. I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate you coming to learn about 3 tips to overcome your fear of almost anything. My first tip was visualization. Visualizing things going well and visualizing yourself going through a situation where you're encountering your fear helps immensely. And studies do show that it does. And then my second one is use some deep breathing as I breathe deep. And the third one was self-acceptance. And I talked about my self-acceptance of accepting who I am, my fear of going on camera. I put off going on Facebook Lives for, a long time until I had a mentor kind of challenge me. And my sister was doing them every day, and I just had to accept who I am. Bye, Teresa. And it's 7 a.m. here. And so I had to accept who I am, what I look like. It is me. I'm not going to change. And but I used that as my fear of getting on camera. And I do get an audience, and I do get views, and I do get people who are engaged. And I think accepting yourself is an important in any situation. Now, we all say, yeah, I accept myself, who are, but sometimes do you really deeply? What is the one true fear that may be holding you back on things? And for me, on some levels and in certain situations, it is self-acceptance. It is knowing who I am and being able to go into a situation. Self-acceptance gives you confidence. Have you ever seen those men or women who just have an incredible amount of self-confidence and self-acceptance? Not a false sense of who they are, but they really know who they are. They accept who they are. They know what their strengths are, and they go with it. So that is kind of, it's something that helps you push through resistance. And I think sometimes fear, let's talk about fear for a little bit, is resistance. I talk about resistance a lot because we see it a lot. I see it a lot. And once you see it in yourself, you're able to see it in others. So I only get on my Facebook Live and preach. Though I do, when I have friends talk to me or when my sister talks to me, they help me come through my resistance. They help me cut through my fear. And hopefully I can help them in that. It's a bit of a give and take. Good morning. I want to say hello and thank you for joining me. We're talking about 3 tips to overcome your fear of almost anything. Now, my last one is, sorry. I have my notes on my phone today, and I had to do some notes because I wanted to, coming into this, I was a little nervous. I'm always a little nervous going on camera, and that's my fear. That is one of my fears, is being on camera, talking to you, and then overcoming it, having notes help. And my bonus tip, because my first tip was visualization. My second tip was breathing deep. And my third tip was self-acceptance, just accepting who you are and going into the situation, because people people don't always know your doubts. Your doubts about yourself, and that that inner dialogue that may be going on. And then my third one will be, or my bonus one, my bonus tip is being as prepared as you can be. And I'm not saying go out of your way to do tons of, but just being prepared as you can be. And it kind of goes under self-acceptance. Going and knowing you're prepared, going into a situation that you're fearful of, knowing that you've prepared yourself as much as possible, that you've done this visualization, that you've done the breathing, that you've done the self-acceptance, in that you know you're good enough to go into any situation with anyone, and then knowing that you're prepared. Maybe it's doing a little bit of preparation in your party talk. Maybe it's a little preparation with notes for your Facebook Live in the morning. Good morning. I want to say thank you for joining me. We do have a few that are joining us, and I want to say thank you. I really do want to thank you. 3 tips to overcome your fear of almost anything. Now, and I did kind of joke when I first came on that, I'm never going to get over my fear of spiders, mice, and snakes. Just don't want to. It's kind of, that's not what we're talking about. For me, it's, it's those fears that hold you back. Being afraid of those kinds of things, they don't hold me back. Because when it comes to it, we lived in that has a field on the side of our home. And I don't think I've ever seen a mouse in here, knock on wood, but in our other home, when people started going into construction near us, occasionally there were mice in the house. And that's why I have a cat. So I'm not talking about those kind of fears. I'm talking about the fear of almost anything in socially. My fear of getting on camera, my fear of going into new situations. When I lived in Los Angeles, I worked for a temp agency. And some weeks it was going into 2-3 new businesses a week. It was great when I could stay at one business for a week or a month, but there was times when it seemed like almost every day I was going into a new situation. I'm incredibly shy. It was difficult for me to go into those new situations, and it brought up a lot of fears. It wasn't per se resistance, because I was going to go do it, but I needed to find a way of going into those situations. And in those situations, I accepted that I was going to be really good at doing this job. I knew that I could do whatever they were sending me in there to do. I knew that I could visualize it going well. Even though I had been into a business, I could visualize it, me going in there, and for joining me. I hope I'm not having any technical difficulties. If I am, I apologize. Sometimes I see a little bit on my side. But 3 tips to overcoming your fear of almost anything. I also add deep breathing. Deep breathing is as good as it really stops your fight or flight response when you get a little bit nervous. You get a little bit of anxiety going on already. I'm going to take my own deep breath. And I want to say thank you for joining me here today. And what questions do you have? What topics do you want me to talk about? Going after your passion, that is who I help people with. We do get a lot of those fears coming up, like I'm not good enough. I can't do this. There's a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas, can't. A lot of those things that come into your vocabulary that, just kind of need to go to the wayside. And we should take those things out of our vocabulary. And in overcoming your fears, sometimes we need to take those things out of our vocabulary and work on the inside, work on the deep breathing, work on the visualization, and accept that, maybe that voice in your head is wrong. That's part of self-acceptance too. And I need a sip of coffee. I hope you're going to have a wonderful day. And I hope my mic has been picking me up. Talking as lightly as I have. Millie wants to go for a walk. She is at my feet begging already. And so give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts, give me some shares. I really do appreciate those. And if you feel this has been helpful, let me know. Put in any comments that you would like to. I do read them. Hello, good morning. Thank you for being here. And I really enjoy doing these for you. And this one, it's as much about me, but I try to put myself in the examples, because I do, it's not all about me. It's because I want you to know that I go through these things too. I've done, I don't know how many of these Facebook Lives. I looked yesterday and there wasn't quite a number, but like 55. Yesterday I thought it was more like 40, 45, and it's not. It's more like 50. And I do this for my own, that I like doing it, that I want to do it. I enjoy speaking. But to get over that fear, that anxiety, for me, it's empowering to push through. And I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy your interaction. Alrighty, so if you've enjoyed this, give me some thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you. Stop, Mel. Millie really wants to go for a walk. She's moving my hand. So I can't end my Facebook Live. But I enjoy seeing you here. And feel free to put your comments in. I really do appreciate those too. Alrighty, and ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.